What's up? What's up? What's up, ladies? What's up?
What's
What's
up?
up?
What's up? Do
What's
the
up?
bank
What's up?
head bounce.
Like,
Do the
mm, 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 mm,
bounce,
mm,
shout it,
mm.
bounce. Oh snap! Take it back to the old
Yeet,
school.
yeet. Hey y'all. Welcome back to Don't Listen to Me. This is episode 28, y'all. Oh my gosh. What is going on
Girl,
here?
we
We're
moving on
rolling.
up in the
We
world.
are rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep those prices rolling. Um, my name is Lo.
I'm out. What's up, y'all?
We're blood sisters, and we're just gonna chop it up a little bit about what's been on our mind this week as far as the main
Y'all.
topic is concerned. But we're gonna first things first, we got our priorities straight because we were raised right. What you drinking, sis?
Um, I'm looking at two bottles, but
Oh,
I know. I got an old and faithful Liberty
okay.
Creek
Oh, girl,
Pinot, Pinot, Liberty Creek. I don't care what nobody say. Even when I'm down to the rich and the famous, baby,
Liberty Creek
Liberty
can get it.
Creek gonna carry me over. But
I
I
had some good
also
Liberty Creek last
have
night.
this um Dublin. It's Dublin, North Carolina red. It's like a
Ooh,
sweet
I've seen
muscadine.
that before.
Have
I've
you?
seen that before.
And I don't necessarily like muscadine, but the hubs bought this, and so
Is it
it's actually
tasty?
it's actually supposed to be his wine.
Oh, sneaking in his stash.
He won't mind, but it's twelve
Okay,
percent. It's 12%,
that's a good. That's a good percent. That's a good
right?
percent.
Better
Yeah.
than remember last week he bought me the 6%. So I think he's trying to redeem himself.
All
Yeah.
right.
What you drinking, sis? What you drinking?
Look, I am sticking with Old Faithful. I'm gonna tell you a bit about what's going on, but yeah, this is what
Okay.
I got. Jam jar, the white, and I can never find out. I can never. Oh, there it is. 10%. It's 10%, but that's fine.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
I've had enough. I'm not even supposed to be drinking today because I was trying not to drink for
I know.
the
I
5K, but
know.
I got a little bit left. And I got a very little glass today, so I'm gonna
Okay,
try
well,
to
that's good. That's good.
I'm
This
gonna
is my first
try.
glass, and
Me too.
it's
Me
supposed
too.
to be my only glass. We'll see how that goes.
I gotta fill it all the way up, make it count, because I'm gonna try to make this my only glass. I mean, I might as
Uh,
well just pour the rest of that
yeah,
too,
come on now.
but
Or
you
you
know,
might as well
okay.
just chug it. Look, chug that bottle. Chug that bottle.
See, let me. Yeah, I got now. Don't listen to us. All right.
Cheers, sis.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Back out. Cheers,
Woo.
you guys.
Cheers out there.
Y'all let us know what you're drinking. Ooh, that was a good slurp. Did y'all hear that?
Hmm hmm That's like, oh, that's good right there.
What did you get into this weekend, or over since last week? What's been up with you? What you been up to?
Oh, whoa. You know what?
Hmm.
Last week, let me see. Yeah. Friday was Cinco de Mayo.
Oh Lord Jesus, I totally forgot. Okay,
Oh, we're gonna talk about it, I guess.
got to.
And I'm sorry if you hear a toddler in the background. The the grandbaby is here.
Baby, hey,
And I don't know if I told
cuckoo.
y'all, but I told y'all he called me grandpa. So if you hear a little child screaming grandpa and run by, that's why. Please excuse him. Um,
Oh my
so
goodness.
Friday was Cinco de Mayo, and me and the hubs met up with Buddy and her husband and Q, the other Q, um, and Buddy's brother
Oh,
and his fiance.
they were there. Oh, that's
Yes.
good.
So first of all, we live in no man's land.
Yeah.
It's a Friday. It was raining. It's Cinco de
Oh
Mayo.
yeah, it was raining. Yeah.
So we left our home at 4:33 on the dot. We got to Deville at
What time?
6:30. It took us 2 full hours. Like we didn't stop.
Oh my
We
Lord,
didn't stop for
Nisa.
gas. It took us 2 full hours to
Y'all
get
need to
there.
get that pass so y'all can go on in that, you know,
You're right. We do
y'all
need
need to
to,
get that
right?
peach
That's a
pass.
that's true. So it was this Mexican bar, and they have this huge patio, and had all these tables, but it was at least, I'll say, 100 tables, right? And every table had like a party. Maybe 50 of them had like a party of 8. And then the ones closer to, like, they also had a dance floor, and they had a DJ.
Hey DJ, you playing my song? Oh no.
And the DJ had tables, and the DJ's tables were like,
Hi, cuz.
"Hi, cousin." The DJ tables were like 4 to a table. So let me just say that thing was thick. But for this was the first time in a very long time I can remember Cinco being like ugly and cold and not warm.
Very true. Like I don't
Yeah.
remember the last time in years.
And I mean, I don't even recall like celebrating Cinco and it was like not
Bad
good
weather.
weather. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So it was, and this was outside, so it was kind of cool, but it was a lot of people. And the table, let me just tell y'all how old I am, okay? The table came with a bottle, right? So we had a bottle of Don, and I
Don
drink,
Julio, like tequilas?
yes, Don
Oh,
Julio.
okay. That's
I
T's one
don't
of her
drink,
favorite tequilas.
oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
I drink wine. And
Yeah.
even when I am drinking like liquor, it's most likely not going to be tequila. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
same.
It's not
I'm
going to be
not a tequila
tequila.
girl. Yeah.
No, not at all. And so we drank a lot, okay?
How much?
So much so to where we got in the car. I was tripped out because I was like, you can't drive all the way home. I certainly can't drive all the way home. Mom's house was literally 6 minutes away when I put it in the GPS. It's 10, and it's early. We get there at 6:30. 10:30, we like,
We woo.
this is we come on, sister. We will, we in, we out, baby. So 10:30, we make it to the car. Let me tell you, M was like, we just gonna sit in the car for a minute. And that was my cue right there.
You
Like,
knew.
okay, so it's
We're not gonna
starting.
make it.
We're not gonna make it. So he's like, call mom and tell her we're coming over. And I'm like, oh shoot, mom is gonna think something's wrong. I know she's in the bed.
Yeah.
She got her bonnet on her head. She's sleeping good. Okay. I call mom. I'm like, hi mom. I'm trying to
You
sound
trying to
all,
be sober?
hi mom. She's like,
I love this.
what's wrong? I'm like, oh, nothing. We are right around the corner, and so we're just gonna spend the night at your house tonight, if that's okay. She's like, oh, you guys been drinking? I was like, yeah, we've been drinking a little. Yeah, we've been drinking a
A
little,
little, a
a
little.
little. So we were driving extra slow, by the way. It's only 6 minutes away. Don't listen to me though, okay? Because some people may think that's kind of irresponsible, but we were good enough to drive 6 minutes. We weren't like sloppy drunk or anything.
Yeah,
But we
but y'all
had been
just live
drinking, so
so
we
far that
knew we
you
couldn't
couldn't
drive
drive.
over an
Right?
hour
Yeah.
away. So we were buzzing into mom's subdivision. She's calling me and she's like, hey, do I need to come get you guys? And I'm like, no, we're actually buzzing in. And of course, I didn't have my keys. So I had to ring the
Oh
doorbell.
no, you didn't have your
I
keys.
didn't have my keys from mom's. I didn't have my keys at all. So we had to ring the
Oh
doorbell.
shoot.
Dad is sitting downstairs. I walk in and I'm forgetting, like, okay, y'all, dad is up. He turned around, he just sitting on the couch just a cheesing from ear to ear. He like, hey, y'all. And I'm literally, we're just standing by
Oh
the
my
stairs,
gosh.
like, Hi.
Hi.
I'm trying not to talk too much. I'm trying not to make any sudden moves because I
Oh
don't know if
wow,
it's gonna set
sis.
in a little more. M is like, all right, y'all, I'm going to bed.
Brother don't play.
He don't play.
He be
He
going to
old
bed.
man.
He
He
goes to
old man.
bed.
So then mom is like, Dad is trying to talk to me, and I'm like just standing linked up against the stairwell. Later on, he called me, was like, usually you come hug me. I was like, I couldn't move. I couldn't move. There was no way possible that I was gonna be able to move. I did have to
Oh
move
my
because mom is
gosh.
like, here. Mom is she's so sweet, y'all. She's like, here, let me get y'all some water so y'all can hydrate. So I have to follow her into the kitchen. She gives me 2 bottles of water. I walk back to the stairs, turn around to mom and dad, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to
Good
bed.
night.
The next morning, me and
Oh
M
my
was
gosh.
cackling,
I
laughing at the
know.
fact that
I know y'all had
on
y'all a
drunken night
good
and
laugh.
had to, we had to pull up to mama house.
I
And she
love
was like, she was like, well, next time y'all just stay there and let me come get you. I was like, well, it was okay. We could make it here. But yeah, so needless to say, Saturday and Sunday, we was out for the count, baby.
nothing.
Did nothing. We did go to church, but that's about it.
Hallelujah.
And thank God, church is just about 6 minutes away, because otherwise we wouldn't go make it. I'm just not as young as I used to be.
Girl.
I can't. I don't party. I don't. And so it'd be a lot. It'd be a lot. You
It
know.
drains your energy once you get to turning up too much, child, after a certain age.
You just
I get
gotta.
it.
It's too much recovery time
That's
needed.
true. That is really the key. The recovery time.
Yeah. So that's what I did. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm still recovering. I ain't caught up on sleep yet.
Girl. Ooh, give
So
yourself some
needless to say,
time.
I haven't been really drinking that much.
Okay,
Yeah.
since yeah.
And I'm definitely not gonna drink tomorrow because we do have our 5K. Y'all pray for us.
Saturday we're gonna have our 5K. Girl, I too am recovering, but for different reasons.
Oh, tell me.
Excuse me. I
I'm
went out
sorry. I'm hungry. I'm
alone.
just I'm
Oh
I'm
yeah,
I'm
eat your
here.
food. Yeah, eat your food. So I
I have
went
pizza.
out to ooh, yummy. What's that? Domino's?
Mm-mm. Papa John.
Okay, Papa. I love
Mm-hmm.
it when you call me Big Papa. Y'all know I
Mm-mm.
got a song for every word that's said. But no, on Cinco, I forgot all about that. But yeah, for Cinco de Mayo, I actually
Mm.
went out by myself. Nisa, you invited me to the
Mhm.
place, and
Mhm.
I was just like,
Mhm.
I don't know. You know how I can get in
I'm a
moods
sneak
where I'm like,
away.
okay, yeah, no. I get in moods sometimes where I'm just like, oh, I just kind of want to be by myself, kind of do my own thing. Um, so yeah, I knew that I wanted to get out of the house and kind of and do something just to be social and like
Mhm.
get out.
Mhm.
I didn't want to just sit in the house and just be like, oh, looking at the four walls. So I knew I wanted to get out, but I didn't want to be like in a big crowd. And I was like, I'm gonna just go by myself. So I ended up hitting up T and some of my other friends and was like, hey, I'm gonna go to the cigar bar, girl. Our favorite cigar bar. And T was like, okay, I'm down, down. Then she was like, girl, actually, this rain and this weather has kind of got me on a chokehold in my bed. So she was like, I just ordered Uber Eats. And at first I was like, oh man, I should probably just stay home. But then I was like, nah, I do want to just go. I'm going to just go for maybe like an hour to
Yeah.
get me
It's
my.
literally you could have ran. You could have ran there, girl.
I literally could.
Not at night though.
I know, but really, even at night, I could have scootered there. It's so
Yeah,
close to
that's
my
true.
house, but they have like parking. So I
Mhm.
was like, I'll just drive. It's so close to my house, literally like a block or two. So I just drove, went in. It wasn't many people there yet, and we go all the time, so they know us. So the guy when I went to buy my cigar, he was like, "Oh hey, what you doing here by yourself?" I was like, oh, nothing, just chilling. I just wanted to have like a nice little quiet night. And I was like, I thought don't y'all have a DJ on Fridays? He was like, oh yeah, the DJ's running a little late. He said he'll be here at 9:30. Girl, why did I think it was already like 10:45?
Dang.
It wasn't even 9:30. It was
Oh, Jesus.
9:20 something. I was like, because
It
it
felt like
wasn't
you had, it
registering
was
to
so
me
late.
when he said the DJ's running. He said the DJ's running late. They're gonna be starting at 9:30. I literally paused like,
Ain't it
well,
9:30? He's
he's
extra
running
late.
really late, like because it's 10. It wasn't even 9:22, girl. It was
Mm,
crazy. So I was like, all right, I clearly need to just drink me a little glass of wine, g- uh, pretend like I'm smoking on this cigar, so they don't kick me out.
mm-hmm,
And yeah,
mm-hmm.
I literally just got a little seat on a couch, had my one bottle of wine, my cups, and then like halfway through, I was like, okay, I definitely want to. There's this taco truck
You
that's
know we love a
close that we
taco truck.
always walk to when we
Mm-hmm.
go. So I was by myself, and I knew like I'm not about to walk by myself because this part of town, you ain't. I'm not walking by myself.
No ma'am, no
Even
ham,
though
no
it's
ham.
close, by
No
myself
ma'am,
at
no
night,
ham, no ham.
absolutely not. So
Should be done
I
got kidnapped.
correct. So like I said, we go here all the time, so all the guys know us. So I walked up to their tables like, hey guys, it's kind of a random request, but do y'all mind walking? One of y'all mind walking me to the taco truck? And one of the guys, like the youngest one, he was like, a taco truck? I didn't know there was a taco truck. Come on, let's go. So he
Yes, put
walked
somebody
me.
else on.
So he walked me to the taco truck. Got my tacos. Came back
Mm.
and he ended up sitting with me, chopping it up with me for a while. Actually, we had a really good combo. And then our
Oh,
cousin Haley, she surprised me and ended up coming over. She had to work late, like very late overnight. She thought she was gonna have to work overnight, but she ended up getting back to the city. She had to travel, and she ended up getting back to the city like around 11 or
yay.
so. So she popped up on me around midnight. We had us another little glass of
Oh,
wine
you
and
was out, baby.
got out. I didn't really have much to drink though. Like, we
No,
said,
I'm saying you was out for midnight.
oh, yeah, it was after midnight.
Yeah, yeah.
It was after midnight. And honestly, I don't even remember oh, Saturday. I can't remember what I did Saturday. I think I went to a barbecue. Yeah, I think I went to a barbecue. And then Sunday I went thrifting and plant shopping, which was fun.
Oh,
But
that's nice.
y'all, yesterday I went to
What you
Wind Down
do?
Wednesday.
Oh, boy, I remember
And
them
this really
days.
goes into the conversation that we're going to have today because
Tell us, tell us, tell us.
it's still sticking with me. Like, I felt emotional this whole week. But
Mm-hmm.
after yesterday, I feel like even just the thought of it just makes me, I'm just uncomfortable with the way people act these days. It was so weird. So
Yeah,
we went to
that's why I
Wind
try to
Down
stay in
with
the house.
girl, literally.
That's why I'm
I
always with my family. That's why I'm always with y'all fools.
Oh my gosh, sis, it was the weirdest thing. So went to Wind Down Wednesday. That was great. It was a white 80s rock band performing, and I shockingly knew like a lot more of the songs than I ever would have thought.
Really?
Yeah. Um, I will tell
Oh,
you.
a
I'm gonna
5K.
text you because I'm gonna text you.
We'll talk more about the 5K too.
Yeah,
Our training process.
yeah, girl. My knee's recovering, but yeah, it's been a trip. But anyway, um, went to one hour, and then we went out afterwards to this like pizza bar in, I guess, Smyrna.
Mm-hmm. Mm,
We got
mm, mm,
there,
mm,
everything was fine. It's
mm.
such a long story to even get into, but at the end of the day, I ended up being so disgusted with the way some people just will live and treat and do and say and invade your personal space,
Mm-hmm.
talk to you crazy. It was the most
Mm.
ridiculous thing ever. It's almost like when these things are happening, I'm shocked to
It's like, is
silence.
this
Like,
happening like in real
is
life?
this a real life?
Am I being punked?
I feel like I'm
This is
talking
a
in
legit
circles, but
question though. I'm gonna ask you. Remind me to ask you a question after
go
you finish
ahead.
telling.
No, go for it.
Okay. This is a good. The reason I wanted to like interject was because similar to when we went out on Friday, there were like, of course, when you go to the, and I'm gonna try to wrap this up, but there, when you go to the restroom, men restroom is always a lot shorter than women's restroom,
You
right?
talked to me about this, yeah.
And the women's restroom, the line was so long, and typically I don't have an issue like if I'm gonna go to in the bathroom if there aren't any men, or if it's like, okay, this is just a one restroom, you lock the door behind you, you know what I'm saying? Like that type of
Yeah,
thing.
right.
But if there are like stalls in there, men restrooms with stalls also have urinals. So this particular case or cases, because there were multiple like different incidents that transpired, but this one incident that transpired was the women were there were two urinals and one stall, one like restroom that was behind a stall, right? So women, first of all, they're going in. There was this little boy in there already, and I was like, okay, y'all might not need to be in there with this little boy because
Hmm.
But maybe I'm the only person that think like that. I'm like, y'all really gonna go in here and it's two women and a little boy? Either way. So then men started um coming into the restroom, right? And as one man saw the women, he opened the door and he was like, get out, get out, get out. And I was like, okay, that's a little aggressive. But the women were legit acting a plum fool back at
Mm.
him as if, you know, I mean, granted, I do think that he was a little pushy and a little over the top, but it was the men's restroom. You know what I'm saying? And he couldn't use the bathroom because the only thing that he had was the urinals to use, right? And so the women were
Oh,
like,
he had to go number two.
"Oh, I don't know, I don't know. Who knows if he had to go number two? I don't know. You just don't listen to her, y'all.
If
I don't know.
if the urinal was right there, now why he can't urine in the urinal?
Well, what? Not the urinal. What do you call the
That's
standing?
what it is.
The
He,
standing ones. No,
yeah,
the
and they
standing
could have
ones
went.
against the
That's what it's
against the
called, a
wall. Okay,
urinal, and they could have used the stall. What the
but
problem is?
the little. I told you the little. It was a little boy in
Oh, it was a
there,
little
so they
boy.
were
Oh,
waiting
for the little boy to finish in
to
the
get.
stall.
Yes.
Okay,
So
now
how
that's a little
ridiculous is
crazy. They
that,
didn't.
right?
They could have just waited for the
Out.
women's.
They could have just. Well, it was a long line, but regardless, they were literally arguing back and forth with this man to the point where they
Oh,
were screaming like, when did men stop being men? One
okay.
woman was screaming out, when do men stop being men? Men
This
ain't
is
this ain't the same this ain't
literally
the
the
same
conversation.
men. This ain't the same men from back in the day. And we was just like, well, what is going on? Every single time we went to the bathroom, it was a woman arguing with a man. Every single over the men's restroom. Finally, one guy was like, he looked at me. He was like, I wouldn't have had no problem with y'all using the bathroom. I was like, trust me, I wasn't trying to go in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I saw the setup and I was like, nah, this ain't for me. You know what I mean?
Me.
So when you're saying, my question is though, because I had this conversation with Brother R not too long ago,
Mm.
and he was telling me an incident that took place. Um, and he was telling me that, and y'all don't listen to me. I'm really just trying to have an open and honest conversation.
Yeah, well, we need
Um,
to.
he was making he was kind of stating that black people in Atlanta act different from black people everywhere else.
Okay, how?
And so and the people that do act a certain way, like, out of character, they
Like
think that's
ghetto?
because, yeah, they
Okay.
think that that's what's perceived on like Atlanta Housewives, or I don't know, whatever the other sitcoms are, or whatever that's out there. But he's like, they're mimicking what they see on these reality TV shows to think that this is how black people really act or really supposed to act. But I just be thinking, is Atlanta like do we see that kind of stuff happening? Like, we travel a lot. Do
I
you see
don't
that
think
kind
it's
of stuff?
I don't think it's an Atlanta thing. I think it's a where you at thing. No matter where you are, you could be in any
Mm.
city with these group of people. Because I've never been around people that were acting the way that those folks
These
were
people
acting at the
last night.
sports bar. I don't go to
That's
those.
what I'm.
I don't. I
Yeah,
in it when
yeah,
I'm in
yeah. You don't
Atlanta
go to
at the
those.
cigar bar. It's not like
Hmm.
a high upper echelon place, but those people don't act crazy.
But they act civilized, like they mama
they
raised them
they
right.
don't act like they're influenced by reality TV behavior. They don't act
Yeah,
like that. So I don't think that's a black people in
Atlanta
Atlanta
thing.
act crazy. I think that's a people in general. If you go
Hmm.
to certain places,
Certain places.
this is just the vibe
This is
in
what you're
that
subject
place.
to.
That's
If
the
you go to
vibe in
this
that
type of
place.
place,
And probably
yeah,
the rest of the world thinks that all black
all
folks
of
in Atlanta
Atlanta
acts the
act that
way that
way.
reality stars act. But
That's
no,
it.
that's false. I go to work every single day with black people who they don't act
Don't
like
act
reality stars. I go everywhere,
right.
most of the places that I go, the black people, we go out. I feel like enough, maybe not all the time, but definitely
We
enough.
go out
And
enough for sure.
I don't, I that what you're saying. How long has it been since you've seen something crazy like that happen? And
It's been a really long time because
that's what I'm
I don't go to
saying.
places like that. I don't really go out like other than
Not
like
to those
going
types of
out to eat, and
right.
just kind of kicking it with
Exactly.
really our flow is like live music, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Concerts.
Exactly.
We don't see
Exactly.
that kind of stuff. You're
We
right.
really
So
so that's why I'm saying I
yeah.
don't think it's I think it's where you go. If you're gonna go to like a club or if you're going clubbing
Ooh,
or
I get
whatever,
anxiety thinking about going to a club, child. Jesus.
yeah,
When the
but
last time
that's
you been to a
probably
club?
oh, I don't know. Probably your bachelor. I mean, when we went to Miami for with Mila and we went to that club, I really think that was probably the last time I went to a actual club.
Was that after my bachelorette
It was
party or
before. I
before?
think it was before because we didn't even go to the club for your bachelorette party, did we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. We did.
Did I?
We went to a nightclub. You did.
Oh, I remember
We
because the
all wore
baseball
pink.
player he wore
Yes, the
pink.
baseball player. Yeah,
Was
yeah,
that
yeah.
before or after?
I think it was after. I think it was no, it might have been before. It
I
actually
don't.
might
I
have been
can't call.
before.
Yeah, I can't really
I can't
tell.
call it. I can't call it. We'll
We'll
do some
shelf that one. But
research.
yeah, that
But
was
anyway,
that one of those, whichever one I think that was. But so
mm,
let's get to the meat of the matter.
into
So
the
today we want to talk
topic.
about a couple of things. So I saw y'all knows ever since Jessie Wu has been brought into my awareness, I'm like all in. She's so articulate, funny, smart, and
She's really funny.
entertaining.
And she's
She's
beautiful.
really beautiful, and
So
I have
beautiful.
a like I'm just drawn to funny, smart people. That's why I love Trevor Noah, and we'll
Yes.
most likely get married one day. But I love yes, thank you. So I
Somebody
love
show this to him. Okay.
thank you. Yes. So I love smart, funny people. It's just I love it, and when I watch her content, I'm like, oh, she is hilarious, and
She
she's
is.
very smart.
She is. Her
The
thought
way
process
she's
and when she
thinking
processes
this
things.
through is very intelligent, and the way that she communicates and conveys her her
Her opinions.
perspective.
Yeah.
Even if I'm like I don't think that way,
Necessarily agree.
I
Yeah.
100%
You
understand
respect it. You can
and
respect
respect
where
that.
she's
Yeah,
coming
where
from.
she's coming from,
Right.
100%. So she posted the conversation. I know we've talked. Everybody probably has heard about that. We talked a little bit last week too about the
Okay,
Ebony K
William.
Williams, where
Hmm.
she was talking about the bus driver. She wouldn't date a bus driver.
Hmm.
So Jessie Wu was talking about it, but she gave a lot more perspective on the interview itself, the interview with Ebony and Iyanla. And apparently, Iyanla, y'all don't listen to me. This is just a rough. I did not do no deep diving. I'm just going off of memory and half kind of listening. But apparently, what I believe, Iyanla is on a tour because she's releasing a book talking to women about leaning into their femininity. I think specifically Black women. So, Black women being more feminine and leaning all the way into their femininity. So, that was the conversation that Iyanla and Ebony were having. Ebony was asking her questions. Iyanla was providing her with perspective. They were having a really good conversation. And Jesse Wu showed some of the clips, the additional clips, for
that they
like a
didn't show.
full picture to understand
Yeah.
exactly what type of conversation was being had. And it really made me think like, oh wow, this is a really, really, really good conversation
Hmm.
um to add to or to like continue to have about black women leaning into their femininity. Do you think, because there is the trope, the angry black woman, that's what I was saying kind of led into cover the conversation that we had last week about colorism and my
Hmm.
experience yesterday. I was sitting next to this very light, bright woman, and we were just talking. We were talking, kind of. I when I'm out with like the girls, I never really curve guys like in a disrespectful way because I want to be safe. Like I'm not trying to
Hmm.
disrespect nobody. If they try to talk to
Right.
me, I'll
Yeah,
laugh, keep it
they
lighthearted.
crazy. They're
Yeah,
crazy these days.
yeah, you want to buy me a drink? Oh, no, thank you. But, and then I'll just be nice and playful, but it's never like I'm about to be trying to be, you, it's never any
Yeah.
attitude. One, because that's not my personality. And two,
Right.
because I want to get out here safe
I don't
and
want
have no
to
issues.
die.
Exactly. So, but the girl that was sitting, I'm telling you, she was light skinned for a reason. So she was very light. And me and Nisa were talking last week how we don't
Hmm.
know how to decide, but she was. I don't have no problem identifying. She was actually very light. And she was dressed like sexy. And I literally had on basically the same thing: a shirt, jeans, and sandals. So I'm just the homegirl. I just was coming to wind down Wednesday, and we randomly decided to come to the bar. So I'm sitting there. She looks gorgeous. I was like, okay, I guess I'm her wingman now because some rent. First of all, it was these two really, really drunk guys, like drunk to the
Oh,
point
they
that I
was
felt
drunk.
triggered because of like that glossed over glazed look in their eyes,
Oh
trying to buy
Lord.
me a
Oh, that's
drink, trying to have
scary.
it was actually
That is
scary. It
scary.
was scary. He's like touching
It's
me.
almost like they're like
A
it's a demon
demon. It's
inside
like
of them,
possessed.
right? Yeah, they're
Oh my
possessed.
girl, and I'm
Yeah.
conscious of this, actively being triggered, also trying to
Yeah.
make sure I don't do anything crazy to trigger this
Offset. Yeah,
drunk
yeah, yeah,
man.
yeah. Right.
So I'm just making jokes, kind of making it lighthearted, and then I started calling him Unc, like just so he would know, like,
This ain't
haha,
what it
Unc, yeah, Unc, you crazy,
is.
Unc, you crazy. So I started playing like that game, and you know, I think eventually he realized, like, okay, maybe this person is a lot younger than I realized. So he kind of miraculously left. Then the beautiful woman is sitting next to me. Some other guy from all the way on the other side of the bar
He
is
had been following
yelling
her.
down at me though. Like he
Oh,
starts
okay.
yelling to me like, "Hey, what?" Like I don't know if he thought that I was her wing woman and he was maybe trying to talk to me to get to her.
He
But
thought y'all were friends.
he was saying something, and he was talking like, what's your team, what's your team, like I think we were just joking, like, the game was on, and I was like, who's your team, and he was like, whoever, one of the teams. Everybody was saying who their team was, and they asked who my team was. I was like, the Hawks, just
Hmm.
joking, even though the Hawks aren't in the playoffs. The Hawks, and
Right.
he made like a comment all one he's after I said that, he called me aggressive out of nowhere. I was like, because I said the Hawks, made a joke about he called me aggressive, and then he like looked to the girl, light skinned girl next to me. Was like, because you light skinned.
No way that happened.
It was the
That's what
I
he
it
said.
was like an out of body experience,
We
and
just talked about this last week.
literally just talked about this last week. It happened like
Wow.
that in this weird way after I had already been weirded out by the drunk guys. It was just so, and it was weird too because this woman was she definitely was gorgeous and beautiful, but she was actually being mean to these dudes. She told one of the dudes, I would never entertain you. You can't you are that was tacky that you waited until I paid my bill to come and try to talk to me. Like she was mean. She was actually mean to them. She was sweet and adorable and like with the girls, but these guys
But she was
were
like, dudes, if
but
you're
she
gonna
was
be
like,
aggressive with that bill money.
yeah, and I'm like, it was just weird that he called me aggressive for saying I like the Hawks. I don't know how that is tied, and I'm literally giggling and laughing and joking, and she is calling you a broke boy, basically, to your face. But she's the one that you're like, you get it, you like. I was like, this
Oh
is
my God,
so
that's definitely
crazy.
colorism.
It was so crazy that that happened, and I was just thinking like when we're talking about this conversation around black women being feminine,
Hmm.
it made me think I would want all I want is to be soft and pink and feminine.
Absolutely.
But guess what? I got dudes that's drunk, slobbering and spitting all over me, trying to touch and grope on me, saying weird things. Another random guy's being colorist right in my face. I have to keep my head on a swivel. I have
On
to
a
protect myself.
swivel. On
I
the
gotta be,
MF and
yes,
swivel.
I have to be equal parts approachable and giggly and not offending these guys because I don't want their ego to be hurt to the point where they haul off and hurt me or worse.
Right.
So I'm being kind and pleasant and polite and also watching my back. And also my homegirls, I'm watching their back and they doing the same thing. They watching my back. I'm trying to tell them, no, it's cool, Unc good, don't square up on Unc.
Yeah,
He
cause
he
they
just drunk.
will.
Cause
Them
they
that
will
you
and I'm
they will.
so
And
it's
we don't
like
want that. We don't want that. We don't want
it
that.
is such a an unfair position to
Oh,
be
I'm
in
sorry you
where
had to deal with that, sis.
girl, me the
That's
F2, and I'm sorry that
sad.
any person has to deal with that. But what
Yeah.
we're talking about today is black women. So I'm sorry that any black woman would have to deal with that. And that is just, it was just such a weird thing, but it really made me think
Mm,
about this conversation around black women leaning into their femininity. And, you know, I guess my overall thought on that is I don't think that any black, maybe some black women do have a problem with that, but there are so many additional factors into play other than just being soft and pink and feminine.
mhm,
We
mhm.
have to, as people, be provided for and be protected. So if we don't have someone
We
else
don't have
doing that
those.
for us,
We got to do
we
it
have to do it for
ourselves.
ourselves. And maybe those
Yeah.
are more masculine, innately masculine traits, but it's kind of effed up when, you know, black back in the day. So back to the girls that saying, "Oh, what happened to the real men? The men like back in the day." So
Mhm.
maybe back in the day, the man goes to work, the woman is a homemaker, and those
He
are the roles
gives
and
his
responsibilities.
paycheck to her
He
like on
provides and he
fences.
protects.
He just
He provides and he protects the family, and she basically keeps. She's a homemaker. She keeps the house
maintains the
running and
household,
maintains the
maintains the
house. He
kids.
doesn't have to
Yeah.
worry about any of that. Today, it's very interesting because women are getting double taxed. So
Dynamics.
we
Yeah.
are we are going to work full time, and most times, according to Ebony K's statistics that she shared, women are starting black women are starting businesses and being entrepreneurs at a higher rate than
Mhm.
any other gender and race. Black women are very educated, so we're going to work
Mhm.
in a lot of times leadership positions,
Mhm.
masculine.
Mhm.
Then we actually are coming home and still expected to be the homemaker, still making dinner for everyone, still caring for the kids, still doing homework, still tucking the babies in. But the man just gets to go to work, just like how he's always been doing for centuries,
Come
which
on,
is which
son.
is fine.
I
There's nothing
hey.
wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with
Yeah, but
women
where's the
also, but
balance?
the problem is then being mad that women are
We
not
are
feminine. Like we're not feminine
exactly.
because I just had to write up three people at work today and boss the F up. Like shout out to my girl Jackie from Love Is Blind. I had to boss up like she was telling Marshall to do. I was bossed up for 40 hours this week, running a whole organization,
I don't even want to talk
dealing
about
with
that.
people's paychecks. Then I come home and have to
dealing with
Be
different people's
expected to be soft
personalities.
and pink and
Yeah,
cater to
and
my man. I want to. Oh, I would love to do that.
it's
But you
just
have
like
to
all
create
of
a
the
space.
energy that it takes to be able to do all of these things and all of these different areas. The all of the pieces of the puzzle ain't fitting. You get
Who
what I'm
you
saying?
shooting at,
It,
cuz?
oh,
I,
pew pew pew
I'm just now seeing the
pew.
guns. Now, dang,
Pew
what?
pew pew
Let
pew.
me
Oh,
let me go on and get mine.
maybe he was talking. What?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm
Maybe
just
he was talking about when the guy was kind of being
Oh, maybe,
aggressive
maybe.
towards
But
you.
sorry, sis.
But
Go ahead.
no, 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 no. I absolutely. I mean, that is something that I myself is challenging even with me because I do have like a a very demanding job, lots and lots of employees, different personalities, and I have to have like difficult conversations on a routine basis. And I come home, I try to find time to like, maintain my health. So at least I'm trying to go up, work out a couple of days a week, trying to keep it right, keep it tight as well, trying to make sure I get my hair done, nails done, all these things fitting in. Come home, clean, cook, take care of the kids, figure out all their activities that they got going on, run around, do this, that, and the third. By the time I get into bed, it's midnight, and I'm looking like, sir,
It was a hard day, so I'm hard. I'm not soft right now.
sir,
I can't really. I don't know how to be
I don't know what
feminine
to tell
and
you.
put
I
on my
don't,
pink lace.
and I don't like, I'm very conscious of that
I
and
don't
very
know.
aware to the
It's a,
point
it's,
where now it's one of those things where now that of course my kids are bigger, you know, and truthfully, I don't think my husband would mind saying, but he's just not the type of person that he's going to do it. I'm gonna have to tell him, hey, listen, tonight I'm tired. I need you to cook dinner. You know what I'm saying? I have to, and it's just, it is what it is. I can't be the one that's thinking that, okay, you just gonna do it all because nobody is volunteering to do it. The dishes need to be done. One of these kids better get downstairs and do the dishes before I get home so that I can cook. Or it's just simple. So it's a lot of just different moving pieces. And you're right. I would love to be. I would love to right now be
yeah.
a stay at home mama. I ain't even got no kids to stay at home with. Please
I
let me
ain't
be a
got
stay
no
at home
kids,
mama.
period. And
Please,
I would be a stay at home stepmama
oh,
right now. If you told me somebody gonna treat
please.
me right, have some, I will have the
Not act up
spaghetti.
on me.
Don't act up on me. And that's the
You
thing.
gonna be the wife that's cooking the spaghetti.
I will be the wife cooking the spaghetti, sir. Please come on over. You come on down. Come on down. Come on down. This is so
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it go the like that was kind of a sidebar. So what I
Yeah, what's that
wonder
one?
what contribution you and me, what do you think, what contribution do you think that we are making to the oppressive cycle of patriarchy? I don't know if
Mm,
patriarchy in the we use patriarchy kind of like a buzzword, like, oh, it's so just bad, it's bad, it's
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Maybe I think patriarchy in the way that we're talking about it in a through the lens that, okay, patriarchy is set in place to oppress and subjugate women
Mm,
and to
absolutely.
keep women
Different
in a
areas. Mm-hmm.
uh
Submissive.
sub position to where everybody agrees to this patriarchy, so that's the way that it works, that's the way that it's successful, everybody
Mm-hmm.
has bought into it, so we're able to keep this cycle going. So my question for, I guess, all of us is, how I know I when I think about it, I know that there are ways that I buy into the patriarchy and
Yeah.
uh like
Mm,
contribute to the cycle continuing. Like, for instance, I know for sure when I was growing up, just we grew up very traditional,
mhm.
Southern Christians, and I definitely felt like the ultimate goal was to get married, to have a family, like that was just, I bought into it. I believed it. And not
Mhm.
just a step beyond uh getting married and having children and having a family, but allowing your husband to essentially not care about you almost, um and staying as your like godly duty, which
Yeah.
I'm not saying that that's, I'm no theologian, I'm not saying that that's wrong, that's right. That could be a personal relationship that you have with God. Everybody can do that.
Everybody's journey is different.
Everybody's journey is
It
different. If
looks
that,
different for everyone.
yeah,
Yeah.
if that's what feels right to you and that's your connection with God, by all means. I'm not
Don't
saying that's
listen
wrong. Yeah, don't listen to me for real. That does not, it's not right for me, but
right.
that does not mean that
To
it's not right for
each
you.
is
It really could
own.
legitimately be right for you to work it out and stick it out and
Yeah.
do what you got to do for your marriage and for your partnership. But that
Hmm.
is one of the ways that I can clearly identify that I for sure contributed to the patriarchy,
Hmm.
telling other people like, oh yeah, no, it'll get better, just pray, God, God can do this.
Mm,
You just say, don't don't stand up for yourself, don't try to get therapy, don't
mm,
force his hand, all of these different things. And I'm thinking about today, I
hmm.
know that it since that was a lifetime of beliefs, I don't know how what like remnants are left. And I believe that there likely are some. I really do. I
Hmm.
think that there are likely some remnants of that, me buying into the patriarchy, that are left, and helping it continue. I don't know if I can quickly identify that right off the top of my head, but I definitely know
Yeah.
in the past those are some of the ways that I contributed. What about you, sis?
Yeah. That's interesting. And just to kind of detour a little bit, but and I might have talked about this kind of because I think you kind of touched on what a little bit of about what you just said on an episode before, maybe, or maybe, we always having conversations, so maybe it was just between us, who knows. But it's interesting because early on in me and my husband's just like dating relationship, we sought to have premarital therapy, counseling, right? Before we were even engaged. And my one of the things again that I know I have to deal with, I'm not trying to be masculine, but I am, I'm the boss at work. I gotta be stern. I gotta be strong. I gotta speak up. Even to the people that I report to, I have to like. I have been in positions to where I've had to stand my ground, and I have to know my worth, and I have to back my ish up. So all that to say, you know, and two, another thing is me being a single woman for so long and just me out here just
Mm,
being
yeah,
doing me and raising my kids and moving and shaking how I
yeah.
wanted to move and shake. When it came to my household, I already like, okay, this is my arena, I know what I'm doing here.
Mm,
So
mm-hmm.
to kind of mash someone else into my world and
Yeah.
it be like, okay, now how do we make this work? Because yeah, you can, just like you said, Lauren, I have to come, I have to clean, I have to cook, I have to do the homework with the kids after I've had a long day at work. And then
Yeah.
the man comes home and he just chilling, watching his football or basketball game, you know. And so in this particular case, I think at that time early on, me and my now husband were trying to figure out like I was trying to figure out how to like cohabitate,
Mm,
how do we get on the same page, right? And in my mind, it was more of a, well, I shouldn't have to tell you that this is what I
mm,
need. And that's something that I've had to learn over time, even in management, even in leadership. There are some people that are just going to be proactive, and there are others that you're going to have to say, okay, you're
yeah.
done with this task, now I need you to do this task,
Yeah.
and that doesn't make them any less of a
Valuable.
worker or valuable
Mhm.
than the next person.
Right.
They just
They
have
work
different,
differently.
right, they just have different ways of moving. They
Yeah.
just have different mindsets, right?
Yeah.
So during this therapy session one time, I was very offended. And this was a male, and he was basically, telling me that, what his wife did, and he was like, well, my wife does all the cooking and my wife does all the cleaning. I mean, almost like patriarchy at its best, right?
Mm.
And 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 I was sitting there listening to, and I actually know this person and I love this person dearly. And I feel like it's almost one of those things where you're saying, like, early on you were kind of telling people, oh no, just stick it out, just don't
Right.
push
You just
buttons.
don't know
You
what you
just
don't
don't
know.
know. No, you exactly. So
Yeah.
I genuinely feel like this person back
Just
then
didn't
just
know.
did not
Right.
know and didn't understand the damage that it could potentially,
Yeah.
do or cause to our
a
relationship.
hundred percent. Yeah.
And so he was telling us all of the things that his wife was doing, and he was just, I'm the breadwinner. I work and I come home and I should not have to do it.
Yeah.
Paraphrasing, I shouldn't have to do anything.
Right. No, no, totally.
And so my response was, as I'm listening and soaking all of this in, and I can feel myself turning red, but I was like, well, the difference between me and your wife is that I'm, in so many words, I'm not a kept woman. I go to work every day of the week.
Nothing wrong with being
Monday,
a kept woman, cause let Trevor
nothing.
Noah get my message. Hootie hoo.
Do you hear what
Keep
I'm
me,
saying? I'm
boo. I want to be kept by you. I will have your spaghetti ready. You ain't got to
here.
tell me nothing.
Don't.
Toothbrush. I have a toothbrush cleaning the trim, cleaning these windows, these baseboards, and spaghetti. And a little lace number. I have me a little pink on for you, boo. But
I
I'm just being crazy. Don't listen to me. But
cannot
no,
deal with you.
this is literally the
But
whole
no,
point. That's the
but
whole point.
basically, I was just saying, I was like, what you talking about? You go to work, and what about me? I go to work too. The difference between me and your wife is I go to
I
work and
go
she
to
don't.
work.
If and I said it right then and there, if I ain't got to do nothing but
As
take
far as
care of this
work,
household,
and you,
I
oh,
gotta go to work, baby. I'm gonna run circles around all these. I'm gonna run circles around all these
oh,
hoes
you
out here.
ain't y'all.
Y'all ain't never seen. Y'all ain't never
That
seen a
look,
housewife like me, baby.
never.
Oh, I
Look,
would be on the Housewives of Atlanta, baby.
especially if you ain't what cheating on me and beating on me, because y'all know that's my favorite thing to say. Now,
Come on.
if you
Now, if
treat
you
me right,
you ain't
and
cheat,
I
and all I got to
and
do,
protecting and providing,
baby,
oh, trust
lingerie
you's gonna get
every
taken
day.
care of.
Come on, somebody. No, but seriously,
But seriously, yeah,
I feel like
it's double
we had
taxing.
it is, and I do think, for me, I do think that maybe I played in the patriarchy a
Mm,
little, and maybe that's why I have such a strong hold on, just being able to say, okay, well, you know what, today I do need help in the household, versus, you know what I'm saying, versus, okay, no, I can do everything. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. No, I can't do it.
I
Sometimes
see.
I'm
I
juggling so
see.
many things at one time, and I'm
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, you have other people that can really
Mhm.
chip in and do this.
Mhm.
And even to the point where we now will have a calendar to be like, okay, well, you're gonna cook on Tuesdays and
Mhm.
Thursdays, and and this child has dishes all through this week, and this child
Mhm.
has dishes all through this week. So I had to really kind of set some real core.
Processes,
Yes, because I'll be spinning
responsibilities,
my wheels trying to do everything and be
everything.
everything to everybody. And I absolutely can't do that.
No,
And y'all
that's
ain't
not
gonna kill me.
sustainable.
Y'all ain't gonna kill me. Y'all ain't gonna take me to an early grave.
That's
You can bet that.
it.
You can bet that.
Y'all let us know if you feel like what are some of the common ways that you see us upholding the oppressive nature of the patriarchy? Like, if you can identify that. So this was another thing that we kind of I wanted to touch on before we end today's chat was, I guess, preferences, the conversation around preferences a little bit. Like, I know last week we talked about it's okay to have a preference,
Mm-hmm.
but just don't then also be like dissing everybody that doesn't
Dogging.
fall within your preference. Like, I
Right.
still stand by that.
10 toes down.
I stand by that. I do think that it's okay to have preferences if and I think that you have to be realistic about those preferences. So for me joking and saying, okay, well, both of us joking and saying, oh, if we had somebody that would take care
That
of
ain't a
us and do
joke. That ain't a joke, baby.
ah,
I be trying to convince
girl,
my husband right now. Can I please be a
quit.
stay-at-home mama?
Yeah,
I just want to put
yeah.
my 2 weeks in. I'm kidding. I'm thankful and grateful to have a job, y'all. I ain't lying.
Exactly same. So, but I do think that it's okay. Like the girl that I was sitting next to, who was like,
Oh, the
"You're
mean
tacky for
girl, the
coming
mean
up to
one.
me, not paying." Like, she was
Tacky.
dead serious. She was like, "No, I have my own money, but I will never be. I don't spend." She called somebody when she got her check, her ticket. Called somebody to cash app her. Somebody cash apped her, and she paid for it. She was like, "I got my own money, but I'm not spending my own money on drinks at the bar ever." And she was like, "I can't believe that these men in here didn't buy my drink. So look what I did. I just called somebody to pay for my food." I was like,
Well, that is
hurt and
pimping
hurt.
101.
So
101,
she
baby.
has a preference, and not to compare these two women, but so does Ebony Williams. I have a preference. I'm sure Nisa, you had your preferences. We all have our preferences. That's
Absolutely.
okay. Um, I think that the point, like the thing that you have to be mindful of when you have these preferences are like just being realistic. So if my preference is, this is not my preference, but if my preference is someone who is an NBA player or in
Hey,
a professional athlete,
hey, from the
then
Hawks or the
yeah,
Falcons.
not the Falcons, the Hawks, okay, or Atlanta
Hey,
United, Atlanta United, Atlanta
okay,
United.
we'll go
Okay,
there.
we'll
Or
go with okay.
Braves, or Braves.
Yes,
Braves is the smaller the ball, the bigger the
bigger than
check.
Shaq. Okay, that's what they say.
Hmm.
That's what they say. If that's my
Hmm.
preference, then I need to know that okay, this partner is potentially going to be traveling for long sense of time. They're going to
Yeah.
prioritize their career probably over a lot of things, at least while they're active in their career.
Hmm.
If my preference is someone who is in the military, then I have to be
Hmm.
prepared and know, okay, it's a very real possibility that they will get called
Pick up
away.
and go, or
We
you
might
have to
be
pick up and
moving
go.
around. Exactly. Like all of these
Yeah.
things. So it's one
It's
thing
just
to
your
say,
preference.
this is my preference, but then have this whole list of qualifiers that fall so far outside of that preference that it's like
Hmm.
what you're saying you prefer, and then the things that you also want, like the
The
qualities that you
math
want.
ain't mathing.
I'm like that little boy, like, counting.
Uh-huh.
It's not
I don't
mathing.
know.
Like, you have to say, if you have to also know what all of that entails, or maybe not all of it, but have at least
A
some
general idea.
sight,
Yeah.
yeah, some foresight of what it means to date your preference. Um,
I just
that be,
think.
yeah, no, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I'm done.
I just think in Ebony K. Williams' case, and I didn't listen to the whole interview, and I know that they set these interviews up in a lot of cases to be like, okay, we're just going to take the snippet and run with it,
Right.
and then that's going to get the most buzz. So I get that. I think that what I wasn't so just thrown off by like her, oh, I'm not going to date a bus driver. I only date a bus driver if he um, owns the bus, but more so her conversation when she went to the Breakfast Club, the way she portrayed herself, or like was kind of, it was just real.
Elitist.
Yeah, I just, I feel like she made herself look even worse, and she did not. Her intent was to come and clear the air, but I feel like it made it worse. She was just kind of not making much sense. But the point of the matter is, I don't, to me, and again, it is everybody's own individual preference, but if somebody in her position that is well off, making, you know, she's a millionaire, you know what I'm saying? And your only take is, okay, well, I gotta have a man who can do more for me than I can do for myself. Well, what for? Like, if you can do it for yourself, why do you need a man to do it for you? Like, and I get that you want to be able to. I heard somebody say this. I get that you want to be able to have your man, treat you, pay for your nails or pay for your hair, take you to dinner. All that is nice and fuzzy and warm. But what about the core values, like the character of a person? Maybe he does make more than you, maybe, or he makes it just as much as you, but because he making all that money, like you said, is he cheating or beating on you? Like, is that going to be, are you going to be okay with that? Or are you going to be like, oh, okay, well, he can cheat and beat on me all he wants to, as long as he bringing in that money and bringing in those coins. So it still kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Maybe I'll go back and listen to the whole interview just to kind of to get the full details of it all. But I just have a hard time understanding why women are like, especially women that are successful, are screaming, um, I need a man that makes as much as me. Especially if you have a man that is a hard worker, his character is, like, above and beyond. He takes good care of his children if he has them. He respectful and adores his mama. He ain't got no mommy issues, like you say. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these things kind of play a part. And so I think she's just going to maybe sell herself short if she's only thinking in terms of what a man. I think it goes both ways though, what a man can bring to the table. But I also think it's the difference, like what a woman, oh, you're only looking for what a woman can bring to the table. Then you need to stop and ask yourself, what am I bringing to the table? And whatever I'm bringing to the table is just going to match the same, it maybe not on the same monetary level, but on
Hmm.
some form, we're going to be matched in energy, in religion, in the way we're thinking, in, our business minded. Like, literally, I have a new business idea every week, until I make
A
it big,
million dollar
baby.
business idea too at that.
Until I make it big. But are they motivated, or are they lazy? Like, those are the things that I want to look at. And I think maybe once you've dated enough in your life, like I feel like I have, and you've been in like different relationships where, okay, well, this person, they was lazy and they ain't have it all together. Then you like, you know what, the next person I'm gonna date, they gotta have money. And then you go and date the person with all the money, but they are a cheater and they're a liar and they don't always treat you well. Then you start thinking in terms of, okay, well, what is it that I really
Really?
need? Like, what
Yeah.
is it that I really like, for me to like just have peace of mind and to
Yeah.
grow with someone, and to be like, this really is my soulmate, and really is someone that I want to grow old with, even when we don't like each other, or even when my hair is gray and my I'm sagging everywhere. And,
I
you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
those are the things
And
I think about.
I I think the way, maybe because she is like a TV personality, she's feeding into the narrative just so it can keep the buzz going.
You
So I don't know. I can't really speak to that. What I will say is, in general, the idea, I think a lot of people, what we're saying we want is someone that is like our best friend, like that we like being around and that we can
that you
also
like.
have adult activities with.
Absolutely.
So I really think that if I were a millionaire, or in Ebony K's position, I don't know how or when I would be friends with a bus driver. Like, how would
True.
that come up? How would our paths meet? How would our paths cross? Not that it would never happen. It's just,
Mhm.
I don't. for me, in my life, I don't know when I would ever come across really like a politician, like enough to for me to be able to make an impression, for them to make an impression on me, for us to then be together. I could probably make an impression on a lawyer or someone in law enforcement, and then we become politicians.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, as it's like,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about in my circle. It's not that I would never come across a politician. Yeah, I'm sure I would come across a politician, but not in the setting to where, oh, you at the cigar bar that I go
Mm-hmm.
to,
And you just
and
kicking it. You
and
running
you
for
just
state.
kicking it. Now it's possible, and
It
and your
is
girl would make
possible.
an impression.
Come on now.
But I'm
This
saying,
is
like, the
Atlanta. Anything is
even
possible.
even on like, even on just the other end of the spectrum, I don't really hang out places to where I would really run into a guy that doesn't do nothing, like is
Hmm.
a hustler, like a bad, in a bad way, like
A
a
drug dealer?
or a pimp.
Oh,
They be pimps too.
they do. They still out here? Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, not that, and again, not that it would never happen, but I'm just speaking in general. Like, I could say all day, yeah, yeah, I want to date Trevor Noah. I want to marry Trevor Noah.
Oh, I hope
But
this manifest
when,
it. When
yeah,
that
I'm
happens,
good at manifesting. I'm good at that.
we're gonna be like,
But
wow.
where am I gonna see
Gonna
Trevor Noah
meet.
other than his comedy show, and have to try to buy backstage tickets and then randomly be like, "Ha, I love you. Will you marry me?"
Or you know what?
Are we coming up with a plan now?
Or
Okay,
you
I'm
could just
down with this.
randomly be on the same flight as him.
Now you're
You could
thinking.
you could be walking
Now you're
past him
thinking,
in
man.
the airport.
I
Like
hack
these
this.
things happen.
Now you're
Hey,
thinking.
Trevor, I'm your biggest fan.
What are the odds that you're
Yeah, come
on
on
this
now.
flight sitting next to me? What?
Yeah, in
We're
first
going
class.
all the way to, where's he from? To South Africa. We're going now. We got
Yeah,
this long flight, bro. What's up?
we might as well get to know each other,
We
baby.
might as
We
well
might as well. Let
have
me pick
your
your brain on this. You already
on
got to have a
this.
plan before you meet them. You
Right.
already got to have a
See,
plan
strategy. A
about
woman with
what
a
you're
plan and a
going to
strategy.
talk about.
You
This
know
is
what? Cheers to
you
that.
got to run
Mm-mm.
the conversation through your head
I love this.
of when you
Okay.
meet him. This is the conversation that we're
Mission
going to
Trevor
have.
Noah. Okay,
And you
I
can
love
play it
it.
off of something that he's already done talked about. You know,
Yeah.
oh, you know what? I really liked your conversation about.
Around at that dot. Girl. So this is why you the big sis. Cause you be knowing and putting me on. You be knowing and putting me on. Anyway, y'all,
Either way, it's possible. Anything's possible.
anything's
We got
possible.
a black Ariel. Okay, we got a black mermaid. Anything is possible.
Oh, I can't wait for that movie. That's
That's
gonna
my
be good.
favorite.
I
That's my.
know. I know you are gonna lose your marbles in that. You gonna go dress like a mermaid, sis?
I should, shouldn't I?
Yes. You saw that red carpet where everybody had on like their shiny sequin
Oh, it was
mermaid esque.
so. I
Oh,
wish I was there. I just was
me
looking at the pictures like,
too.
this is one premiere that I wanted to be at.
I
This
know,
was the
right?
one.
Oh, it looks so cool.
Okay. But no, one of the things that I did also, just quickly and wrapping it up, one of the things that I know is kind of centered around patriarchy is, I think, I want to talk about this because we are women in leadership, and I think honestly a lot of women, black women, but women in general, just don't know this to do this. But of course patriarchy can be, um
A big,
men having it can be a bit, men taking higher positions or higher paid
yeah.
positions, and one of the things that it's interesting because I had this conversation like in one of my leadership meetings where like a staff member was trying to negotiate, like she came to me and I could tell that she was like, um she had to get something off her chest, and it was about negotiating her pay. And I was like, yeah, let's sit down and talk about it.
Oh,
But she was
okay.
so nervous to the point where she was crying. And I was like, no, like this is what you
Oh,
should do for
wow.
yourself. And
Mhm.
the statistics show that women by far are the lowest to negotiate their salaries, because they just don't know. They don't know to do that. They don't know that
Yeah.
that is okay. And you really should be negotiating your salary anytime that you have a new position, or a new a new job, a new role. Like, you should be negotiating and countering your wages at least 10 to 20%.
Oh,
And so I thought,
wow. I
yeah,
didn't know
you
that.
should. I actually countered my when I got my job that I'm at. I countered my offer, and the only reason I knew to do that was from all the business training that I had, all the degrees. It was never taught. It
Wow.
was taught to me by a white woman.
Well, hello.
Sure was. It was taught to me by a white
Well,
woman.
hello there,
And
lady.
that has stuck with me. And I tell
Wow.
other women the same thing,
Each
because
one
guess
teach
what?
one.
When I countered the offer, they went up. So it's always what did my daddy say? My daddy always say, "You don't
They
know
got
until
it.
you ask."
Oh,
They do got to tell you something.
they got to tell
So
you.
it's either gonna be yes, or it's either gonna be no.
That's true. That's the biggest thing for sure. That yeah, that's one of the things that I always have to tell myself too. Like, it's either gonna be yes or no, but I will literally never know if I don't even ask.
You
So
will never know if you don't
that's
ask.
a really good
So
point to highlight, sis, for sure.
yeah,
I,
I
I
just
feel
wanted to
like
highlight that for the women out there.
thank you.
Negotiate your wages, because men are always going to, most likely, not always, but most likely, men are always going to have that advantage to be paid higher just because
They're
they're
men.
men.
And it's not their fault. That's just the way the world is set up. I mean, not
It's just,
necessarily their fault, but yeah. I
yeah,
don't know. I feel like, this was a really good conversation, even though part of my commentary just felt a little bit all over the place because it was hot off the kitchen stove, y'all. All this stuff was just happening yesterday, and I'm like, oh, I
that's
hate
a
it
lot to
here.
take in. I know.
And
It
Trevor
make you,
Noah just
you're
signed
not
and
going,
married me already and
you're
get
not
me
going
up
to go
out
out
of
for
these
like
streets.
another year, and then you're going to be like,
No,
I ain't been out.
I'm going
Where
to
you
this
going?
5K,
No, I'm
you
talking
know.
about out like a place
Oh,
like that.
I,
I'm talking about a
not
place
even a
like that,
year
girl.
ever. I don't know when I would ever do that. I
You
might
know
go
the
out
last
of
place I
town.
used to go. I actually went to that place that you went to, but it was with my husband,
Oh,
thankfully, and it was just
oh,
a.
see, I'm sure it's a whole different experience though. You don't have to worry
It
about
was a
that.
whole. It was a whole
So I
different
I could
experience.
see myself going there like with my brother and
Yeah,
cousins, but not again with just the
just
girls. I
females.
can't do
Yeah,
that.
that's dangerous. That place is litty for sure. I know a bartender that works there. I don't know how she do it because she's pretty. I'm like, girl, them men is ruthless over there. I said,
Jesus,
I don't know
work
how she
ain't
do it because
honest,
she
but it
pretty.
pays the bills, child.
Oh, can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bill? Can you pay my automobile? Mm, 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 mm. Okay.
Yeah, thank you for that musical selection by the one and the only. But yeah, that's it, y'all. Y'all just chime in. I'm feeling delusional because
I
this is what I
know. We
didn't tell
tried.
y'all.
What you didn't tell
After
us?
I came home last night, I sat right here, literally in this exact same spot. After I had like two vodka tonics and a whole
Mm.
bunch of wine,
Mm.
sat here and I got up from this very spot, clothes on, no cover on, at 6 o'clock this morning, and got ready for work. I did not sleep. I didn't lay down. I woke up like this. What?
Ah!
What's going on here? Am I on the
No.
sofa with all my clothes?
That was a good time, baby. That was a good time.
Girl, I woke up. And now I'm tired. So y'all don't listen to
Listen,
anything I'm
listen. We've
saying.
been training though for this
I
marathon.
can't wait.
Y'all, I went. Let me tell you what
I'm
happened to me
so
today. I
excited.
finally went and bought
What?
me some new running shoes, right?
You did? Okay, well, did they hurt when you broke them in
No,
today?
actually, so let me tell you what I did because I was like, oh, I'm breaking these shoes in. So I went on my lunch break today and bought some
Ran?
running
Oh.
shoes and I put them on and walked around in my running shoes at work. And you know, I dress in suits and business attire. I had on a black suit,
With your
pantsuit
running shoes.
with my
I
mismatched
know
running
that's right.
shoes. My staff members was like, "Your feet hurt, Miss Anissa." I
I
was like, "No, I'm trying to break these shoes in for
should have
Saturday."
worn mine today.
I showed it. I wore them. I'm wearing them tomorrow, and I went running today. So let me tell you what I decided to do because
Wow.
it's not really hilly around my subdivision, but it is.
It's
It's
kind of, y'all
definitely.
definitely got that
I
big
feel
old
like it
hill.
is. It's
Yeah.
definitely different from me just trying to run on a treadmill. Like
Oh,
I can
girl.
run on a treadmill. Like I feel like girl. I'm knocking back, 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 back. Right.
Girl, yes.
So I decided today that I was gonna go to the track and just
Mhm.
run, right? I was like,
Oh,
okay, I'm just
okay.
gonna
What
run
is a
around the
track, like a
track.
high school track?
Yes, it's a elementary. I actually don't know. I think it used to be it was old elementary. So but they
Mm.
have a lot of events there, right? I pull up. Why it's a whole carnival there today?
You couldn't walk. You couldn't do it.
A whole carnival.
Lord, you should have went to the carnival.
So
I would have taken that as a sign.
I thought it
It's
was
meant
too,
to
but I was
be
like,
cotton candy, funnel cakes.
I had
Yes,
cotton candy yesterday. They had a carnival outside of my job yesterday
it's
too. It's just
carnival
carnival
season.
season. So, and I had cotton candy yesterday. No, like cotton candy,
Oh my,
popcorn, street tacos. Anyway,
yes. I'm
but
so
right
excited.
around where the track is, there's like this little downtown area, and it was like a little park where it had like a little walkway, and I literally ran it. It was a little
Nice,
hill, but I ran it straight through and I made my 2 miles. I
nice.
sent you and Brandon the screenshot,
You
but I
did.
don't know what's gonna happen I'm good. 2 miles, I'm good. But that third, I don't know what's
No, sis.
gonna happen.
It's a walk run. We gonna run for like a mile, walk for like a minute or two to recover, and then run. Keep running. We gonna knock it out. We gonna run like
Y'all pray for us. It's early in the
it's gonna
morning.
be good. It's early. I'm so excited.
I
I
am excited. I'm
I'm
nervous.
very excited. I'm nervous, but I'm so like excited. I feel like is this gonna be my new thing? Like,
This
am
is.
I?
It
I feel
is.
like this might become my
You're
new
like, I'm a
thing. Like,
runner now. I'm a runner.
I'm a white woman
I'm
that runs in
definitely
the
going
city at night.
I'm
Like,
de- don't you do
I'm
that.
just kidding. I'm
Don't
not
you do
doing
that.
that.
I'm definitely going to keep up
It's
the running.
exciting. Me too, for sure. I used to hate running, but I think what I really like the most about it is the community. Like, I like running with my
Yeah.
brother. I like running with you. Another one of my good friends started a challenge where
Mm.
we are trying to run like 50 miles by a certain date, and
Oh,
it's like a league
nice.
sport where who's in first place, who's in first place.
Oh, that's
Um, so
nice.
it's
So
it's
this
it's
5K is gonna put you on
fun.
in the lead, baby.
I got like 11 miles already. I'm a number one.
You ain't number
I'm the
one.
number one son of what? Oh, what? Yeah.
Good for you, sis. I'm so proud of
So, but
you.
no, I really am looking forward to it. And I'm like, I've never
Yeah,
done like a 5K. They're gonna have vendors and people cheering you
it's
on.
gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I did a
Fun.
5K once. Me and Nadi
Really?
actually. Yeah, it was for my
I never
company.
knew that.
And she actually, when I was telling her, first of all, my kids saw my shoes today and they was like, Nate was like, what are those? He literally said
Okay,
that. And I was like,
sir.
I'm breaking in and he's like, you're doing a 5K with who? And he was like, oh, that sounds right with Uncle, but you and TT, okay. I know, he's disrespectful. And so then Nadi was
One
like, oh,
person would do it.
I remember when we did a 5K. And I was like, you remember that? It was so long ago. It was at least 8 years ago, 7, 8 years ago, and she
Really?
remembered. Yeah, but it was like we walked. It was a run walk, and we did the walk, and it was downtown. So I'm excited to do
Oh,
another one,
that is
especially
so
since
cool.
we've been getting it. And
I did tell mom, daddy is spending the night at my house tomorrow because he's coming to the race with us, and since it's so early,
he's
he's
gonna
gonna
cheer us on.
he's gonna cheer us on. He's coming. But I did
My
tell mom, I was like,
daddy.
Mom, send your knee brace with daddy because I need that for the run. Yeah, I'm gonna need that. Definitely gonna
And
need that.
on another note, happiest of happiest of happiest Mother's Day to all the fabulous mothers out there making it do what it do,
Yes.
baby. It's not an easy job, but it's also the most rewarding job. I
Aw.
mean, oh, where
Now,
would
is
we
that just a
be
lie that
without
they
our
tell us?
babies? No, it's not. It
Okay.
really is
Okay.
rewarding.
I'm
Like
just kidding.
it is. It's
I
rewarding.
love that.
It ain't always easy, but it's definitely rewarding. And you look at your kids and you just like you can't. I feel like you can't help but know that there's a God when you look at your children
Mhm.
and their own little personalities and uh it's amazing. So happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to our mom, queen of the queens of the queens,
The
Sister Rose
mothers of all
Williams.
mothers. Happy Mother's Day,
Mother.
Mom. Happy Mother's Day, sis. You're such
Thanks,
a
sis.
great mom.
Oh, thank
Now, if I
you.
slip up and fall in love and get me a old man that
Noah.
agrees to
Noah.
have a baby,
Noah
I want
is.
to be a mother like you and mom. So y'all make it seem easy, even though I know it's not. So I'm looking forward to
Well,
celebrating
you know
y'all.
what? You are also an honorary mom because you helped raise these
Okay,
kids, baby.
I'm part of the
It takes
tribe. It's a
it takes
village. So
a
you know what? Yeah, shout
village.
out to Happy Mother's Day to all of the
The
women who have
yes,
motherly
a part of the
influence
a
and are
part of
part
the
of the
village.
village.
Absolutely.
Love
Love
that.
y'all.
Cheers to
Happy Mother's
y'all
Day.
and happy
I'm a, and
Mother's
I'm a, I'm
Day.
a, I'm gonna leave with a quote. Hold on, let me see. I got
That's
one.
right. That's right.
Hold on.
Oh,
Holla, holla,
let me get
holla,
some
holla, holla,
food up
holla.
here with y'all.
There's no way to be a perfect mom and a million ways to be a good one. Jill Churchill. Happy Mother's
Oh,
Day.
happy Mother's Day.
Peace, love. See y'all next week, next time. Bye.
Bye.